Hi, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I am Juanita, your sister in the Messiah, and I want to talk to you today, this video, on biblically speaking, what is a mark? The first mark, um, the first mark, the first mention of the mark is Genesis 4 and 15. And Yahuwah said unto him, Therefore, whosoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken upon him sevenfold. And Yahuwah set a mark upon Cain, lest any finding him should kill him. That is Old Testament Strong's Concordance OWTH, and it's number 226, and it comes from 225. 226 says, in a sense of appearing a signal, literally or figuratively, as a flag, a beacon, a monument, omen, prodigy, or testament. The root of the word 225 is to come or to assent to. The next mention, and it's only mentioned a few times, it's in Ezekiel when Yahuwah tells the angels, this is what he says. And Yahuwah said to him, Go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst of her. And to the others he said, in mine hearing, Go ye after him through the city and smite. Let not your eye spare, neither you pity. Slay utterly old and young, maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men who were before the house. This mark definition is 8420. Tav, a mark by implication, a signature. The root of that is tava, to scratch or imprint. So, those are the only two mentions in the Old Testament of a mark concerning separating a person from another group. Thereafter, that mark, the same frame as in separation from one group to another, is next mentioned in the book of Revelation. And I hate to sit here and read, but if I do, you'll see that there's differences, nuances in what it says about the mark. And everybody's familiar with Revelation 13, 16, and 18. So I will not read that. But I will start with 14. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, If any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or on his hand, the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of Yah, which is poured out without mixture. That means that is straight no chaser. Some people who drink liquor, they may have ice in it. They may have Coke or 7-Up. This will not be watered down or mixed with anything for dilution. His wrath is coming full force. Into the cup of his indignation, he shall be tormented with fire, brimstone, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. And they have no rest day and night who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. That's 3. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of Yahuwah and faith. I think the other word is love. My printer went out. So, Revelation 15:2, and I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over the image, and over his mark, and over his name, stand on the sea of glass, having harps of Yahuwah. Revelation 16:2, and the first went out and poured out his vial and on the earth, and there fell a noisome and grievous sore upon the men who had taken the mark of the beast, and upon them which worship his image. If you are listening or reading with me, you will see that some of them have 2 components, like this one. Some of them have 3 components. Some of them have 4 components. And I saw, this is 19 and 20. And the beast was taken with him, and the false prophet that wrought miracles before him, with which he deceived them that had received the mark of the beast, and them that worshipped his image. These both were cast alive until the lake of fire. So there's a difference here between Revelation 19 and Revelation 14, and starting with 9. If you pull out all the scriptures that have the mark, you'll see that there are slight nuances mentioned. This is Revelation 20:4. And I saw thrones, and that sat upon them, and the judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of the men that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, and for the word of Yahuwah, and which had not worshipped the beast, his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Christ 1,000 years. But the rest of the dead lived not again until 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. So that word mark in Revelation, every time it's mentioned, it means the same thing. So 5480 is the New Testament Greek number associated with it that will tell you what the true meaning of the word is. The true meaning of the word is, and it means a scratch or etching, a stamp, a stamp that means as a badge of servitude, or a sculptured figure. It comes from the word 5482, to sharpen to a point. A mark means to sharpen to a point. Akin to New Testament 11:25, I'll read that next. But it says, through the idea of scratching, a stake. That means a sharp instrument. A rampart, and this is a circumvallation where a siege is taking place. So obviously, a mark is, going back to the first mention, it's a sign of the authority of the person that put the mark on. Now, you also have to look at a mark as a sign of authority. Is when a person cannot write, they used to put their mark showing that this their property, like cattle. Cattle is marked that shows ownership of a property. The mark that true saints have is not visible. It's their actions and how they think. So how you think determines your action. Your action is your strength, your authority in your right hand. It is not what we think. So we have to go in for ourselves and try to get an understanding. Now, when inoculations began, I believe it started with cowpox, and how that they would inoculate another person, they would scrape the pulse, the sores, mash it together between two flat surfaces, and then do the same thing on the next person to inoculate them from these cowpox. If we understand how an origin of a thing happens in the past, it may help us to understand what's happening in the future. So go to the word, find out what a mark is. It's not all the time a visible thing. It is the commitment to an authority. Yahuwah in the beginning put a mark on Cain's forehead, where anybody saw him would not slay him. The enemy, everything he does, he is in a type and a foreshadow of something that the Father has done first. He mimics or copies and turn it where that it is negative. It is for your harm then rather than for your good. So know what a mark is. Know that it is a point. The skin is broken. Come to your own conclusions. Every one of us have to work out our own salvation. And if you have taken and compromised your temple, this third three, the maturation, the completeness of a process. We all have had our idea of what we think may happen. We have been seduced into believing that this RFID chip will be visible like a grain of rice. But that was technology 20 years ago. The technology now is called nanobots. And these nanobots are minuscule RFID chips. Is it worth risking your salvation? Ask questions as to why you are being forced to take this, and encouraged to take the third one. Remember what the number 3 means. I'm going to end here. Yes, 14 minutes. I'll end here, and perhaps I'll do another one, because this is foretold or foreshadowed in the book of Ezekiel. And it will take a little time to break down word by word what each one of those words mean. In Ezekiel, I think it's 38 and 18, if you want to go look at it. But he tells us in at the end of Ezekiel 18, there's a process that has to do with armholes. And he tells them that wherefore this, I'm gonna pick up at 20. I'll read it. Thus saith Yahuwah Elohim, woe to the women that sew pillows. Pillows are coverings. To sew means to join. Armholes are your hand or your right hand or your power. That's in Hebrew. It is 30:27 and it comes from 679. And it is Yod, indicating power, to join or uniting, joint of the hand. Kerchiefs is a veil, to spread out, to scrape, abiding together, to cleave, to smite, to scab. Upon every stature. Every stature, doesn't matter if you young or old, and now the children are being mandated to hunt souls. Revelation tells us about this Babylon that traffic. It gives you a list of tangible items, and then it said in traffic in the souls of men. And will you pollute me among my people for handfuls of barley? You can't eat, you can't work, you can't eat. For hand pieces of barley, handfuls of barley and pieces of bread, to slay the souls that should not die, and to save alive the souls that should not live. By you lying to my people that hear your lies. Wherefore thus said Yahuwah Elohim, behold, I am against your pillows, wherewith you hunt the souls of men and make them fly. And I will tear them from your arms, and I will let the souls go, even the souls that you hunt to make fly. Your kerchiefs, your coverings, also, let me make sure there's kerchiefs, the coverings. No, that's to scrape out. Will I tear and deliver my people out of your hand, and they shall no more in your hand to be hunted, and ye shall know that I am Yahuwah. Because with your lies you have made the hearts of the righteous sad, whom I have not made sad, and strengthened the hands of the wicked, that he shall not return from his wicked ways, by promising him life. Go in there, meditate on that, read that, unlock it, get you a strong concordance and look at the words. Ask the Most High, what are they talking about? Ask it, how does it relate to right now? There's nothing new under the sun. Everything that was written in what we call the New Testament, there's a type and foreshadow in the Old Testament. Everything that's going on right now has already been written about in what we call the New Testament and the Old Testament. And the reason that I say that is because we call the New Testament starting with Matthew. However, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, Yahushua walked with them. You cannot have a testament without the death of the testator. So, legally or literally, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John should be what we call the Old Testament. Study, repent, ask the Father for guidance. Do not complete this process if you have started this process. That third is completion. Again, let me read what 3 means. Divine perfection, or the word maturation, the completion of an order, completeness, solid, substantial, the entirety. Take the evidence. Weigh it out. Is it worth risking your soul for eternity? He has given us a way of escape. But if you continue after being warned over and over again, then you have to bear the consequences. That's the bell. I guess I will go now. Peace and blessings. May Yah be with you and make his face shine upon you and be gracious to you and give you everything that you need to be whole and complete.